I guess what we're talking about is burnout, and we hear that quite a lot in the rescue community, in the animal rights community, the vegan community, and so
even moving through the world as a vegan, like let's say you're not activist or rescuer, you go into Coles or Woolies at the moment, and it's just like row upon row of pigs' legs, that legs that have been hacked off pigs, just like our lovely Annie, who was rescued from a factory farm, or Buster. And every time a vegan, whether they're an activist or not, we see those legs and we instantly think of the animals and what they went through in their life and their death. So it's not as simple as like, oh, just ignore it. It's like Christmas, and the time running up to it can be even worse as far as burnout, I find.
Yeah, and sometimes it feels like no matter where you go, it's always in your face as well.
Yeah.
Like I was fortunate enough to be able to take 4 or 5 days in Fiji a couple of months ago, and sure enough, on the last day there was a pig on a spit right in front of me there at the pool at the cocktail bar, which kind of closed off about half that part of the island for me for the rest of that day.
It's not like you're doing that stuff all the time.
No,
so
and that's once in a lifetime opportunity to be able to go to a nice resort or whatever. But I guess my point is that even though it feels sometimes that it's always in your face, you need to try and have those moments of joy, and that can look different for everybody. I mean, for Catherine and I, we tend to enjoy our time out in nature, at the beach, anywhere where there's water.
Right now, we're sitting in this pool. We've got our legs in, and these little fish are just like choosing to swim up, and then every now and again we'll just feel a nibble on our leg and it tickles. There's dragonflies flying around, and there's like an ocean air because the ocean's back there. So that's what we get joy from. And on a daily basis, it can be sitting with Ginger the pig, or maybe for you, your cat.
Yeah, for me, the cats. Sometimes it can be playing music, it can be doing something creative, reading, writing. It's different for everybody. Whatever it is that brings you joy, do that, and make time to do that, even if it's 10-15 minutes in your morning.
We've had to be quite, because we thought there's actually so many more jobs we could do on this last day of busy being here, but we've worked really hard. Like, the routine is such at the moment that I'm starting the animals early in the morning, and then finishing the medicines about the earliest I can get to bed is 11, but like 11:30 is more normal.
That's a long day,
and it's
a really long day,
physically and emotionally draining. And we just decided, what, we'll do the animals this morning, but then we'll left David, my husband, in charge of making sure everybody's fine. You should have seen his face when we said we were going to the beach. Do an impression. Go on.
I can't do the long face.
But it's all right. I'll make sure we do something nice soon too. But I think it's just for activists, what we're saying is, like, a lot of activists and rescuers do burn out, and they actually leave the movement. And I think that taking time, whether it's, sometimes you have to take a month or 2 and you just don't do anything. And right now we're trying really hard not to take in new animals because we're at capacity, and I'm starting to feel that I can't give them the individual one-on-one attention they need. I'm still trying my best, and we're doing what we can, but that's why we're trying to kind of micro the sanctuary more over time, obviously giving all the animals what they need, like shrinking it down so that we can give like that exceptional care that we want to always be able to give, and that they deserve. And rather than us taking on all of these animals, like trying to create more micro sanctuaries that other people like you can do. So yeah, is there any time you felt where you've been like really burnt out to the point where you thought you couldn't keep doing like either activism or rescue?
Oh yeah, I've hit that point a number of times in the last few years. And like you said, sometimes it may take, there's no right time period. If it is a month that you need to take, or a couple of months. And for me, sometimes it's just eating right, getting sleep, like basic things, showering every day, a bit of self-care.
And then on the other hand, sometimes for me it's chocolate, which is definitely not eating right, like vegan chocolate. Yeah. But at the same time, it gives me
it's different for it's different for everybody. And I think, the thing is though, doing rescue work and working with animals and being an activist for animals is a really important part of who I am and my life,
and our purpose.
And our purpose, it does give my life purpose, and it does give me a lot of joy too. It's just at the same time, and both things can be true at the same time, it can be really challenging sometimes.
And sometimes it's like, maybe from an outside perspective, you might see, let's say I see you giving Ginger a cuddle, I might think, oh, that must be bringing her so much joy. And maybe it is, but sometimes when things feel so hard, you actually can't experience the joy properly. And we were talking earlier about, because we both really enjoy writing, and I've let that slide recently because of the animal routine and how it takes up every moment. And we were just saying we really need to make half an hour a day, because it's something for us, like something that's outside of the rescue, even if it's stories of animal rescue, like it's outside. And it's so important to do, because I want to do this for my whole life, not necessarily in the same form always, because like if I lose my mobility or something as I age, but always being an animal rights activist.
Yeah, of course.
And the burnout can come just from society, like it could be from the emails we receive where people threaten to kill animals if we don't take them, or
that'll be in another video.
Yeah, we have some real shockers. But I guess this video is just to say to look after yourselves like we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And also to know when you do feel like this, you're not alone. I definitely have my moments where I'm like, how can we be in this world when it's so cruel? And how can we think so differently? But yeah, try and spend some time with those animals. That's what I'm going to try and do. And yeah, is there anything else you'd like to say?
And just thank you to everyone for supporting Hen Rescue. And even just when you check in on the animals and things like that, I got a couple of messages over the last week or so just asking after some of the animals that we've rescued recently or that we've posted about recently. And that sense of community really helps with the burnout and stuff
it's
as
like,
well.
Hey,
yeah.
it's not just us. Obviously, we know, because even things like they'll get rid of all the products in Woolworths at the moment that are vegan. You think, hang on, is there like no one else in the world who cares about this? And then you think, hang on, no, there's lots of people who are trying to be kind.
Yeah.
So yeah, look after yourselves. See ya.